Whoa. Whoa. Interesting. Oh. Shoots the shadow instead of the physical. Ah. Interesting. So that's how we can get rid of them. She sure did. Ooh. As a child. Okay.
Nagumo Ryuunosuke と言います。
Nagumo Ryuunosuke.
網代新平さん。
And she knows his name. Okay, while the intro is playing, I want to check on something. Aha, yes, I was right. The lady is the writer of the book from episode 2. Interesting.
あなたは影と人間の区別がつくんですか?
Oh, that look on her face. Her eyes.
奴らの正体は地面に落ちる平面の影の方です。なので影を踏まれることを嫌います。ここからは姉の仮説ですが。
Sister's hypothesis.
倒しても倒してもキリがない。何か統率された意志を感じます。
But who do you work for? Like, what's her relation with the shadows? That's what I want to know. Oh shit.
今の光は影はその銃で倒せるんですよね。
まあ、はい。
Some hesitation there.
網代新平。ほんまにあの人がみんなを救うん。お姉ちゃん。
みんな、ミワ、
Blood?
こんなことのために手汚してきたわけちゃう。
Whoa. Floating. What? Interesting that Toki was saying this isn't why I dirtied my hand. Shit. Just one more bullet, huh? What? Wait, she can... She was able to see like a certain bit of the future there. The parent? Mother? Aha. The I Mother. Wait. And Ushio was the one who gave it to her, to him. At least that's the vision that we saw in the first episode. But Ushio is not the mother. Oh, I think I get a better understanding of the story. Oh, okay, self-awareness. But what I was about to say is, Shadow Ushio probably betrayed Mother, took the eye, gave it to Shinpei in the first episode, and that's how all of this starts. That's like the only possibility that I can think of right now. Shit. Whoa. And it's all feeding the parent? But that's not the mother. What the fuck is that? Mother? But her left eye was red and not blue. What the fuck? Shinpei, you need to die right now. You need to go back in time right now. Everything is fucked. Hey, it's Gramps. So Gramps knows. I mean, of course he does. He's the one who gave us the exposition of the shadow all those episodes ago. Yeah, everybody's looking at this. This is a big event. Yeah, this... Wait, what? The doctor? Wait, this is so... What? What is happening? I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, Dr. Hishigata. That was Hishigata's clinic. So that was So's father. Wait, what does... Haine? Don't tell me that's like her sister. That message earlier.
まだ手遅れじゃありません。南雲先生。俺を撃ってください。殺してください。この俺を。俺は死んで何回もやり直してるんです。
I love how Shadow Dude is just like standing there, letting all of this happen. Like he's not gonna do anything, sure. Dude, you are slow as fuck. That's a cool way. Love the cross hatching in that animation. Whoa. Oh, so we're back here. Shinpei, go find me. Protect Mio. Right. A limit? Okay, I was asking that question like a few episodes ago. Now, when exactly is he gonna go back in time? Is he gonna go back in the boat or later? Later. So I was right. The more he goes back in time, the more further it is the closer it is to the present, the more he goes back in time. Because previously he was in the boat, and then when he goes back in time again, he is on like the ferry port. Now he's here. So there is a limit. Basically there's a time limit. So you cannot use this over and over and over again. You're going to have more and more less time, basically, to do everything over again. Cool. Just a restriction to the power. I love it. The panty shot again. Yep. Exactly. So you need to make sure every time you go back in time, you need to make things perfectly... Everything needs to be perfectly fine up to a certain point. Otherwise, you're gonna get fucked whenever you go back in time. Cool little animation. Ushio? This is the shadow. So this is how the shadow came to be? Wait. So does every time... End of the... That went by really fast. Wait, so basically, if does that mean... Thank you for adding subtitles for the lyrics. So whose perspective is this song from? I'd assume this is all from Shinpei's perspective. Okay, there is a lot of shit that just happened in this episode. But let's start one by one from the beginning, shall we? Okay, so we left off from the previous episode. Basically, Shinpei meeting with the business lady, and she basically stopped the Mio shadow, right? Shoots her in the shadow, and that is how you defeat them. And then we get the revelation that her name is actually Nagumo Ryuunosuke, who is the author of the book that Shinpei was talking about in like episode 2. And the book was called Swamp Man, and it deals with like clones and shadows. So I guess that makes perfect sense why the author is her, because she, you know, and her connection with the shadow, whatever. Cool. Now, there's a lot of things surrounding her that is very interesting to me, but we don't know what. We don't know any further than just surface level information. So we know that I'm just gonna call her Nagumo for now. We know that Nagumo has a sister, and the sister is the one who hypothesized a lot of the things surrounding the shadow, including how to kill them. The question is, who is the sister? At this point in the story, I am very confident to say that the sister is dead. That sister is dead. She is gone, right? And Nagumo is the only one left. Now, the real question is, as I said, who is the sister? And I kind of have like a small prediction. Again, this could be false, but I have a feeling that whoever her sister is the mother, or at least not the actual mother, but who the mother takes the form of. At least that's how I am perceiving it. So again, still very early in the show, just going to give out some very just some predictions and some, I would say, like stuff that could potentially happen in the actual story. So I'm predicting that the shadow, or like an experiment gone wrong. And I feel like that's like a basic common trope when it comes to these sorts of stories. I don't know if this is just all tying up to a mythological story or aspect of Japanese culture, or if this is a more science fiction tale where they basically created this this experiment, or they found like the shadow, like the first instance of a shadow in this island. They did experiments on it, it went wrong, and then the first shadow takes the form of this girl. And the reason why I am making this prediction is because, where is it? But it is because that she herself mentions the name Haine. I don't know when she said it, but she did say it somewhere. Yeah. She mentions Haine. That is a name. But why is she mentioning her when the mother came? So that is like the biggest indication that Haine is the name of her sister. The reason why she is saying Haine is because the form of her sister, which is the shadow, which is the mother, is right there glowing red in the sky. So that is my hypothesis. That is my, again, prediction, right, on who the sister is and who the mother is. So I skipped forward a lot of stuff. recently, but let's go back a bit. So we finally went up to see the aftermath of what happened in the previous episode, and the aftermath is people die. The festival is a slaughter, and everybody there is basically food for the mother, right? My suspicions of So being a shadow completely went through the window because he is not a shadow. I was very wrong to assume that he is, despite many, I would say, hints towards it. So sacrificed himself, gets killed by his own shadow to save Mio. Mio sees all of this, realizes what So's like true feelings is. Nagumo shoots the shadow, and this is also very interesting. So the shadow, or at least this big glob of the shadow, I don't know what this is. Nagumo mentions that this is the parent, but this isn't the mother. So I'm assuming, right, there's a hierarchy for like the shadow and how they are, on how they behave, how they organize themselves, right? So mother is basically like the queen, right? Like the one who is in charge of everything, and she is the one who gives orders, and she is the one who everybody bows down to. And then I assume we got these kinds of shadows, you know, the big ones. They don't necessarily copy other humans, but they are there to basically spread around other shadows. Or maybe these are like shadows in charge of basically feeding the mother, because it does seem and feel that way. I don't know, that's just how I am seeing these visual representation and interpretation so far. But because Nagumo calls them, these specific ones, parents, I would assume, yeah, as I was saying, like these came directly from the mother, and they're in charge of basically taking care of the smaller shadows, which are the ones who, right now, I would say are the parasites, the ones that are basically copying the people and are blending in with each other. The big ones are the one keeping the small ones in check. At least that's how I am receiving it. So the big one spawned another one that looks just like her, spawns a gun as well, shoots the gun. But here's the thing, here's the crazy thing. He shoots the gun. We saw a vision of her being killed. But then we cut back to her before the shot is being triggered, and then she kind of dodges it just a bit. So this leads me to another question, which is, does she have any superpowers at all? Does she have similar powers to Shinpei? Especially in regards to the eyes, right? Can she see a glimpse of the future? Like maybe 5-10 seconds? What is it called? Clairvoyance? Could that be the case as well? Or is this just like anime visual representation of a character having, you know, being able to see, you know, like what she should do, and if she doesn't do it, then that is what is going to happen, which is her getting shot. I don't know. I like to believe that she does have superpowers, or at least an ability of some sorts, because again, she has been set up as this very important character in the story so far, at least with how they are like slowly revealing her true identity, and also how she knows a lot of stuff regarding the shadow, and of course knowing Shinpei as well. How does she know Shinpei? She knows Shinpei's name. Interesting, isn't it? Shinpei has never told her the name before, and yet she just knows. So there's definitely a piece of the story that we have not yet seen before. We still have not understand what her true motivation, her true goal, and her objective is. How does she know about Shinpei? How does she know most about the shadows? I mean, from the sister, but like, how does she really know? Like, when did all of this began? Also, the fact that she does know Shinpei kind of encourages my prediction and my theory that she does have superpowers, and it could potentially be looking into the future. Maybe not. Maybe that's a bit too far out. Maybe time loops are, you know, enough for the story. But again, I don't know. But there's definitely some time shenanigans, and there's definitely a reason why she knows Shinpei. Like, there's definitely something going on with like the whole grand scheme of things. Like, how important is she? How important is Shinpei actually is? And how much does everybody else know about Shinpei and like his like story, I would say. Interesting. A lot of questions that we are not going to get any major answers yet, and I can't really make any proper like theories or predictions, because again, these are all at the moment surface level information, and there's really nothing backing up, you know, a lot of these information, because it's still mostly a mystery. All right, let's move on. From here, Shinpei sees Mio dying. Mio becomes a shadow. Everybody becomes a shadow. Again, the animation so far has been very, I would say, solid and consistent throughout. There hasn't been any major dips in quality in terms of the animation, and I really appreciate that. And hopefully it will remain this level. Hopefully it will continue this level of quality until the end of, you know, the series, because this is like 2 course, 24 episodes at least. So there's still a long way to go, and we could potentially see some major dips in the second half of the show. But so far, 5 episodes in, there hasn't really been any major, any major dips, at least as far as I'm concerning. Like the quality so far has been very consistent. Nothing too majorly like huge. There's no major Sakuga stuff, and it doesn't really need it. But it has stayed consistent in terms of like good quality animation, and there hasn't been any dips in the animation. Cool shot again. Love the lighting and the just basically the scale of like the situation. So here we see the shadows kind of returning back to their like usual form. Like there's this goop, and then all of them are kind of returning back to this parent, and then the mother came. This is why I was also mentioning, you know, again, this is why I was saying like maybe the parent, you know, the big shadows are, you know, the ones that are spawning the little shadows, and then the big shadows are spawned by the mother. There's a hierarchy there. This is definitely an organism, this is definitely an entity that has like basic understanding of like how how to be organized, and how, you know, there is a system to their livelihood, which I find very interesting, and I cannot wait for the story to explore more of this stuff. So, and then halfway through the episode, we finally meet Mother, or Haine. I'm just gonna call her Mother for now, because I don't know who Haine is referring to at the moment. When Nagumo was mentioning her name, it could be a he, but you know, story-wise and how it is directed, I am very confident to say that she is referring to her sister, and the fact that she is referring to her sister when the mother shows up kind of leads me to believe that this could actually be the sister, or at least of the form of the sister that the shadow kind of copied. Interestingly enough, the design of the mother is interesting, especially when it comes to the eyes. So, the right eye is missing. Yes, that is now on Shinpei, but on Shinpei it is blue. Here it is red. So, what's the deal here? Why the difference in color? Isn't really that important? I don't know, but I do find it interesting that the right side eye is blue and then the left side is red. Also makes me kind of it is also I would say making me believe that the left side eye has a different power than the right side eye. Like if the right side is looping back in time, I wonder what the left side eye would be, right? Because it would make sense, right? If both eyes have superpowers, why only have the right eye that has the ability to go back in time? Why isn't the left eye, not important or doesn't have any powers? That doesn't make any sense. So I have reasons to believe that the left side eye is also supernatural, I would say. And going back to like the eyes, right? So the eye, so Shinpei's right side eye belongs to the mother. But how did it end up with Shinpei? Well, first episode, what we saw was Ushio giving Shinpei the eyes, right? That's when Ushio did this, and then Shinpei suddenly gets the eye. And we know from the first opening shot in the entire story that the Ushio that we saw back then, I am now 99% confident that is a shadow. Why? Because of the glitches. We saw the glitches in Ushio when the first opening was being played. So that is the shadow, and so now it kind of makes sense, right? Ushio, the shadow version, betrayed the collective, the shadow organization, steals the eye from the mother, goes to Shinpei, gives it to him. But the question is why? Why did she do it? I mean, we don't know for sure if she actually did do it, but that is just my interpretation of the story so far. Like that is the only thing that makes sense. So there's more to the story. There's more to Ushio's character, at least the shadow version. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it when it comes to that part of the story. There's not much else for me to say. So we get to see like the island panicking. We see the cop, we see everybody looking at the sky. There's this red shit, like the eclipse from Berserk is about to happen or some shit. Like everything is going completely insane. Old Gramps out here with the gun. He has an eye patch. No, let me stop. I'm pretty sure that is just an accessory. That is just an eye patch. There's no way that the Gramps has like super secret abilities on his left side eye. That would be crazy though. That would be crazy. But yeah, the old Gramps. I forgot his name, but he knows stuff. He knows about the shadow because he is the one who gave us the exposition about it in episode 1. So I'm glad that we get we get to see him again, even though it's only for like a few seconds, but it is showing us that, hey, he knows what is up. He already has the gun. He is ready. He knows that this is happening. What is his deal? Why does he know stuff? I want to know as well. Cool. Interesting. And then we go here. The Hishigata clinic. Dr. Hishigata was the one who performed the autopsy for Ushio's body right back in episode 1. And he knows about the shadow. Seems by devouring 1,000 humans, she has recovered. Okay, the mother was dormant, but now she has returned. Now she rises. Can't really make up what his facial expression here signifies, but we do get to see a shadow behind him. And by the looks of it, by the looks of the design of the shadow here, I think this is a female. Because you can kind of see the breasts right here. This is a female. 100%. This is a female. There is a female shadow by Dr. Hishigata's side in a wheelchair. We don't know whose it is or what it is, but it is a shadow nonetheless. Unless if this is another parent. Could be. This could be another parent. Because it's not taking form of any human being. But then this shadow, it kind of slowly loses its form. I feel like Dr. Hishigata has a deeper connection with Nagumo. I don't know how, but I feel like both of these characters know each other because they know about the shadow. I don't know who this person is. This could actually be Haine though. This shadow right here. This could actually be Haine, and this Dr. Hishigata is maybe trying to get her back. I don't know. But it is interesting that Dr. Hishigata has a major connection to the shadow, and so is completely oblivious about this fact about his own father. In a wheelchair. But why would a shadow be in a wheelchair though? That's the question. Unless the fact that the shadow is losing form right here is signifying that the shadow is sick. At least this specific one is sick, and then Dr. Hishigata is basically taking care of it. Could be. That could also be the case. But again, I don't know his stance on this whole thing. Like, is Dr. Hishigata talking about a mother in a good way, as in like in a neutral way, as in is he on our side when he is saying this, or is he on the bad side and he's talking about this as if this is what he always wanted? I don't know. There's not a lot of information that we know about Dr. Hishigata to make any major prediction on whether or not he is good or bad, but we do know that he does have connections with the shadow, and that kind of makes him a bit suspicious to me. But his facial expression here, the more I'm looking at it, seems like he is slightly concerned about the fact that the island is all going to be just devoured, so maybe he doesn't want this to happen. and the fact that there is a shadow behind him as well makes me believe that he has been hiding this shadow for a long time, and this shadow has been very good. This could be like a good shadow as well, just like Ushio. Yeah, I don't know. Again, we don't have any more information regarding this other than the fact that yes, this is very interesting, and I am very excited to see how all of this gets connected. Alright then, we move on. Mother is devouring everybody. Shinpei decides, hey, kill me. Please, let me go back in time. And Shadow Parent right here is very, he's very nice. He's letting them have this moment. He's letting them talk about it for quite a long time and not doing anything. It is a pet peeve of mine when like something major happens, like something very serious and a matter of life and death, and it is a matter of time. Like, hey, we need to do this right away. But then the villain kind of sits back and do nothing and kind of gives the heroes the opportunity to do said thing. I do find that kind of a bit annoying. It's not as annoying here because it's not as egregiously bad, but it is noticeable. This is mostly stuff, especially that this is mostly stuff that you may see in like a lot of shonen shows and stories where you're going to have like an entire episode of characters fighting and then they just stop halfway to talk and not really do anything. I just don't like that aspect when it comes to storytelling, especially in anime, but that's just my own personal opinion. Anyways, we move on. Ushio pops back, punches the shadow, and then Nagumo shoots Shinpei, and then he returns to July 22nd. I wrote something here, a message earlier. Was it somewhere around here? If only I'd believed that message earlier. Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, right? If I misremember anything from like the previous episodes, just let me know in the comments as long as it is not spoilers. But I don't think we never... Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Is this referring to the first episode when she was talking on the phone in the alleyway? If that is the case, then this would make sense. But the question is, who is the one who gave her the message, right? That is the other question that we don't know. We don't know who is the one who is giving her who gave her the message. So yeah. And they are showing, and the moment when she is talking about this, they are showing water. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there is a reason why they are showing this imagery of water when she is saying that if only I'd believed that message earlier. But right now I don't have any major there's nothing to back me up here, so I don't know what it signifies. I mean, we'll probably learn about it in the future, so I don't know. But that is very interesting, and that is something that I should be looking out for later on in the show. Because the only thing I can think of when it comes to like drowning water is either Ushio drowning, Shinpei drowning. You know, when Mio hit him with the bike. Like, that's the only thing that I can think of when it comes to, you know, showing this imagery of water. So I don't know what that signifies yet. Where were we? She shoots Shinpei, Shinpei dies, and whenever he dies, he goes into this astral form, you know, basically looking at kind of giving him like a glimpse of the world before he actually transcends time and space. So it kind of gives him like an opportunity to see like how the world is going to be like, even just for a moment, when he dies and before he goes back in time. Right? But weirdly enough, he turns to this astral form, right? This spirit form. But then he moves towards Mother before getting sucked in. Interesting. We went to this place again. We meet Ushio again, as I mentioned, because both of them are able to communicate in this plane for whatever reason. And my theory a few episodes ago was right. Whenever he dies, he goes back in time, but it's going to be way closer and closer and closer to the present when he actually dies. Time is moving, time is ticking. I kind of like this. It gives us tension and a time limit, which also makes it all the more precious for him, our main character, to actually do what he needs to do. Otherwise, every time he dies and goes back in time is the more we dread, right? Because we don't know when, we don't know what exact time he's going to go back to, and we don't know the repercussions. We don't know how much has happened. Like if he does something, like if he does a mistake and he goes back in time and that mistake already happened, he cannot really redo all that, so he just have to live with it. So he needs to be like a very careful when it comes to like dealing with everything in regards to you know, figuring all of this shit out. So we go back in time, we meet Mio again. This is after they both fell into the water. Surprised that we did not bump into Nagumo here, because when they are walking here, this is where Nagumo was receiving that phone call before. Interesting. Alright, so they walk to the funeral, but we also know that in the funeral Nagumo is there. So that's like the one place where Shinpei can actually meet Nagumo early on in the story, which is in the funeral. Cool. Shows the book, Swamp Man. And then we end the episode with Ushio, or the shadow of Ushio, being stranded here. Why is the shadow here as well? Like, what led up to this moment for her? So many mysteries, so many things to explore, and it's a good thing that I actually wrote some notes this time, because previously I have not read or wrote any notes, and right now I think this episode proves, yeah, this is the most information heavy episode that I have gotten to watch so far in the series. So yeah, I'm really glad that I actually wrote some notes. Anyways, that is pretty much it for Summertime Rendering. Well, there you have it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction and my discussion. If you do enjoy it, hit the like, subscribe, and I will see you all next week for some more Summertime Rendering. Take care, guys.